Hey, Brad Larsen. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a Blue Jackets season recap live stream. And you see the title. Yeah, it's official, guys. According to many, many sources. Whoop, that's not a source. There's the source right there. Yeah, there we go. According to one of the top, I guess, beat writers on the in the Blue Jackets organization, in terms of like the press, according to Aaron Portzline, and I quote, hashtag CBJ have fired coach Brad Larsen and informed goaltending coach Manny Lagasse that his expiring contract will not be renewed. Surprise, surprise. I mean, it's not like we had one of the worst goaltending situations when it comes to the fact that our goaltenders could not keep the puck out of our own net. And it didn't really help that our defense was putrid as well. I mean, it wasn't their choice to be putrid. It's just that injuries ravaged this team. They absolutely wrecked this team. I saw somewhere, like, what was it, today, I think, that we lost like 500 games worth of minutes or something, like 500 some minutes or something of or games in terms of injured players. Something like that. It was like 500 something. And I was like, no shot. That's a lot of players. That's a lot of injuries. Injury minutes. I mean, considering we had some guys that have been out practically the entire season. Voracek, he was out since early in the season. Nyquist missed games. Line missed games. I think he missed like 2 or 3 spurts of games. Gaudreau, I don't think missed really any games for the most part, which is very impressive. And but you look at the way this Blue Jackets team was built. Very good offense. Defense, well, we relied heavily on youngsters besides Werenski and Nyquist and, well, a couple others. But, yeah, we had a lot of guys that were hurt. A ton of guys that were hurt. I mean, there was times where we had to use like 4 goalies. Let me try to count this up. Korpisalo, Merzlikins, Tarasov, which Hutchinson and Gillies. 7 goalies. 7. Oh, Werenski missed pretty much most of the season. He's on LTIR. Jake Bean, Justin Danforth missed games due to, I think, was it personal reasons or something like that? Oh, he was legit hurt. But yeah, he was out, I think, for a little bit there because of a personal thing, I think. But yeah, he's gonna be here long term, and most likely the number 2 goalie with him next year will either be Daniil Tarasov, excuse me, or it could be a free agent. We'll see what they do there. Now, to follow up the news of, oh, I forgot to take this thing off, but you see, I am all over the place, man. Damn. Oh my God, what a great day, right? My mind is all over the place right now. I'm too busy focusing on the night. Am I nervous for the Cavs game? Of course I am, Jacob. What are you talking about, boy? But anyways, to follow up the news, this tweet also came out right after from Portzline, essentially giving the rundown on Larsen's tenure as a member of the organization. He was fired after a 25-48-9 finish in his second season at the helm. He was 62, 86, and 16 in 2 seasons. Larsen has been with the organization since 2010, AHL assistant coach and on the Blue Jackets coaching staff since 2014-15, including 7 seasons as an assistant. I'll be honest with you guys, after last season, I was looking forward to season number 2 of Brad. Because people might forget how we did last year. We were actually really good at times last year. Like, we started off the season one of the biggest surprises in the NHL. Like, people were legit like, wow, the Blue Jackets are actually good. Oh my goodness. You know, like, we were, I think, mediocre. I got to see what our record is. Our record was 37, 38, and 7. So, yeah. They were good. And the thing is, that was with Line A and all that, you know. We were 21, 15, and 5 at home, 16, 23, and 2 on the road, you know, in 22, 23, 4 and 3 in shootouts, 4, 5, and 1 in the last 10. You know, and it's like, okay, we were mid last year. We added Johnny freaking Hockey this past offseason. You know, the wind just shook my door. I guess the wind doesn't want my dog to come barging in again. Oh my God. But we added Johnny Hockey. And in everyone's minds, we're thinking, all right, we're going to be good this year. We're going to be amazing. Little did we know, we would have probably the most injured team I've ever seen. I think we had the most injury minutes like in Blue Jackets history. I think it was like something like 500 some like injury minutes or games missed combined between everybody that's been hurt. I mean, think about all the guys that we had that were hurt. We're not talking like 3 or 4 guys. We're talking about probably a small village. It just doesn't show up because a lot of the guys, like, we got rid of some of them. You know, like Voracek. We traded him away for nothing. Gustav Nyquist. He missed a good portion of the season, but lo and behold, he's on a playoff team and he comes back. Good to see him back, though. But, you know, you look at our situation heading into next season. Well, obviously, objective number 1 is to find a new coach. A coach that actually can work with the squad that we have. You know, some people are going to look and go, yo, we should hire from within. Okay, smart pants. Who would you want to hire from within, huh? Who do you want to hire from within? Huh? Who are you going to want to hire from within? Tell me. Who do you want to hire from within? Huh? There's not too many candidates that we have currently on the staff. The only one that I can think of is Pascal Vincent. He is probably going to be one of the top candidates when it comes to internal candidates. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to this website called First Ohio Battery. They're like the Blue Jackets fan site, fan news site and stuff. You know, they always be keeping us updated and everything. Well, they named some candidates that we could look at. In terms of veterans, you have Claude Julien, who, as you remember, did not have a great time in Montreal for the most part. You have Barbecue Bruce. He was fantastic with the Capitals early on. Never got to a Stanley Cup. Famous for choking. Yeah. You know, he went to Vancouver and he actually did pretty good. His, I guess, overall record was like 50, 40, and 13. Imagine what he would do with a team with Gaudreau and Line A and them. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do there, but okay. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. You have the recently let go Peter Laviolette, who I believe had one little good stint with the Predators where he made the Stanley Cup final. And then you got Alain Vigneault, who coached for the Flyers recently. Wasn't too bad. Now, in terms of assistants, they mentioned Andrew Brunette, Chris Kelly. If they, I guess, if they want to go with another first-time coach, Joe Sacco, another current assistant with the Bruins, does have head coaching experience at the NHL level, leading the Avalanche to a 130, 134, and 30 record between 2009 and 2013. The Bruins did look at him before they hired Jim Montgomery. That worked out well. Very well, I do say. Yeah. Jay Leach, he's a part of the Kraken staff. Steve Ott, youngest name on the list, assistant with the Blues since 2017, and was part of the staff when the Blues won the 2019 Stanley Cup. And then the in-house option, of course, Pascal Vincent. I wouldn't be shocked if they went someone completely off the rails, like what's this, Dallas Eakins or something. Oh man, if we hired Dallas Eakins, you already know a certain somebody going to make a freaking video about it, laughing at us. You got Dallas Eakins. Can prepare from complete, utter freaking suckage, you bum. You know who I'm talking about. The only Ducks fan I know on YouTube, pretty much. Well, no, there's a couple. I'm going to say the Ducks fan that's also a Bulls and Bungles fan. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Dasty. Philly up 9. Yep, I'm watching the game right now. Up 9 at halftime. But yeah, the Jackets tribe. The saying we underachieved is an understatement. The Blue Jackets, sucked. They completely sucked. There was times where the games were unwatchable. I couldn't watch them. It made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. But yeah, looking at what we got coming up over the next couple years, obviously Johnny Hockey's not going nowhere for a long time. Same with Patrick Laine. Roslovic has going on one more year left on his deal before he's back to being a UFA. Boone Jenner's not going to go anywhere for right now unless we trade him. I don't think we'd do that, though. He's the captain. Corrali's got 2 more years left. Eric Robinson's entering the final year of his deal. We got a lot of ELC guys like Hunter McCown, Kent Johnson, and Kirill Marchenko. They got 1 more year. Well, no. Hunter McCown has 2 years on his ELC. Kent and Marchenko they got 1 more year left on their ELC coming up. And then Bemstrom's got 1 more year left. Foodie's got 1 more year left. And then Olivier and Lane Pedersen, who we got off of waivers, they're RFAs this offseason. I don't know if we're going to sign them. I mean, I honestly don't think we really should because they didn't bring anything to this team at all. Lane only... I don't even remember Lane even playing much at all. For real. On defense, obviously Goodbranson's not going anywhere. Mr. 4x4. Did he even score any goals this year? He might have scored 1. I'm not even sure. Buckfist has got 2 more years left. Tim Burney's an RFA this offseason. Blankenberg's got 1 more year left. Peake's got... And then you got the goaltending. Obviously, Elvis is here for a while. He's here for another 4 years. Making $5.4 million every year. Glad we extended him, though. And then, of course, John Gillies and Michael Hutchinson, they are UFAs. In terms of the guys on IR and stuff, Jake Bean, Zach Werenski, another captain. He's an alternate captain. He's here long haul. He's not going nowhere. His contract goes until the end of 27-28. So after that, he'll be a free agent. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. And then Alexander Texier, I heard he was going to come back next year. But our roster guys, I think they're all pretty much on ELCs. But guys that we've used, Yegor Shinnikov, he's got an extension, I guess, but they're gonna, first year of a contract extension next year, huh? I guess like a 1 year little extension. He'll be an RFA after next year. Sillinger, same thing. We're not getting rid of those two. Those two are sticking around long term, if I had to guess. I would not be shocked if those two guys are extended long term this offseason. Luca Del Belbeluz. Okay. Interesting. He's got 3 years ELC coming up with Dumays, who is an absolute stud in Canada. Fun fact, I think he actually low-key outscored Connor Bedard in the league that he was in. In fact, if you want me to read through what Dumays did this year, let me do that real quick for you. Let's read what Dumays has done for his team. For the Halifax Mooseheads, 64 games, 54 goals. Oh my God. 86 assists. Ugh. I probably could, but I'm sure he probably outscored him. Mikhail Pitya. We actually saw him here ELC coming up. He's got 2 years left on that. Josh Dunn's an RFA this offseason. Tyler Angle, RFA after next season. Brendan Gauntz, 1 more year before UFA. Juno Luoto is a UFA, a Group 6, I guess. I don't know what exactly that would mean. Carson Meyer and Trey Fix-Wolanski are RFAs. Carson Meyer, Justin Richards is a UFA G6. And then Cameron Butler has like 3 years left or whatever. Signed him as like a college free agent, I think. Defense-wise, David Juracek, he's got another year or so left. Got 2 years left after, 23 and 24, and then 24-25 before being an RFA. Matejchuk, same thing. Bjork and Chris Svozil, 2 years left. Bjorkvik Holm, 2 years left. Billy Sweezy, 1 year left before an RFA. And then Corson Ceulemans has, 23-24, and then 2 years after that. Goaltending, Daniil Tarasov and Nolan Lalonde have final year of his ELC. So we pretty much used Tarasov, we used Jet Greaves. Of course, we used Korpisalo, Merzlinkins, and then Gillies and Hutchinson. That's like 6 goalies that we've used this year. 6. And now in terms of draft picks, how are the Blue Jackets looking on draft picks? 2 firsts, 1 second, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, 1 fifth, no 6th, and 1 7th. So we're pretty solid on draft picks. Yep, we're pretty solid on draft picks. Thanks to the Kings making the playoffs, of course. 2 first rounders. That'll be big for us. Especially if we get the first overall pick. That'd be nice. Heck, I would not be shocked, guys, if we use that Kings first rounder to maybe trade for somebody. Now, I remember a while back, after the trade deadline passed, I saw articles and I saw like writers talking about the Blue Jackets were talking to the Flyers about Kevin Hayes. I'm like, okay. Now, there's 2 names. I feel like he's a guy that the Blue Jackets are going to go after because they were talking to the Flyers during the deadline. I just ate KFC Famous Bowl and Chicken Littles. I'm fat. Good to know, Rays. Good to know, buddy. Honestly, Rays, I saw that comment. If I didn't read your name, I would have thought you were 11 because that dude, remember, he always came in here talking about how he has bubble guts and stuff. I think that was him. Kevin Hayes, of course, plays for the Flyers. I actually heard he's friends with Johnny Hockey. And I don't know how close we were to trading for Kevin, but I didn't think we were going to make a trade at that point. Overall, in the regular season this year, 81 games, 18 goals, 36 assists, 54. I'd want it, though, but he wouldn't be horrible. I've definitely seen worse. Because that's what we need. We kind of need a center to help with facilitating Johnny and Patrick Laine. Now, another name is a name that Evgeny Kuznetsov. This is a name that's probably going to be a sort of a hot take. You know, a name to maybe keep an eye on. Kuznetsov, 81 games, 12 goals, 43 assists, 55 points. I don't know why not, right? Why not go after another old, have a guy going, yeah. Celebration after scoring goals or whatever, because that's what he does. Yeah. But overall, I don't know what to expect from the Blue Jackets. I just hope they don't mess up this freaking hiring process. My ultimate off-season of doom would be us, hiring another bad coach, followed by us not getting the first overall pick, which, by the way, we're number 2. So we have the second best odds at the first overall pick. And usually, if you notice, a lot of times the worst team in the league doesn't always get the first overall pick. We got to rely on the balls. But I'm telling you guys right now, look me in my eyes, okay? Look me in my eyes right here. If we do not get the first overall pick, all of us Blue Jackets fans are going to look back at that Penguins game and think, well, darn, if we had only lost that game, we would have had the number 1 pick, most likely. Although, knowing our luck, we could have been the worst team by a mile and still not get the first overall pick. That really would have pissed me off. I mean, I can't really be too mad because we beat Pittsburgh. But, I mean, if you watch that game, you just saw the Penguins literally just stopped playing. They did not care at all. I mean, I hate swearing on streams and on camera and everything because I know kids might be watching, but they half-assed it. They didn't even half-ass it. They quarter-assed it. They turned down their freaking intensity to like 2. They did not try at all. And this is a team that I've seen literally score 6 goals against us. So we know when they're trying, when they're actually like being tryhards. No. They weren't trying at all. They could have easily beat us. And it didn't really help that our goalie wanted to go full brick wall mode. It's like, oh, so now you want to go full brick wall mode. Okay. Now you do it in a totally meaningless game. Okay, Hutchinson, I see what you're doing. I see your strategy. Yeah, trying to screw us out of a freaking pick. But if you're being honest though, did Pittsburgh really want to see us get Connor Bedard? No, they don't want to deal with Connor Bedard for like 10 plus years. Look who they've had to deal with in the Metro for all these years. I mean, they've had like Sid and those guys. So it's about time we catch a break and get Connor Bedard. But even if we don't, I'm confident that we could get somebody who is as good as him. I mean, we got Johnny Hockey. It's not like we're starving for star players. We got Johnny Hockey, but my God, if we got Bedard, that would be insane. The amount of goals that we could score are insane, but then again, we got to fix our defensive problem. But hopefully, just getting guys back on the ice will help that out. And also maybe getting a better goaltender to help out Elvis. Because I tell you one thing, Elvis was so bad this year. He was beyond horrible. He couldn't stop a freaking puck if you just, if you just set the puck down in front of him, he'd still find a way to let it go past. That was what was so aggravating about him. Cavs NBA champs. Damn right. Embiid's hurt? Oh, hell no. Dude, if Embiid is... he got hurt last year against, who was it? Toronto too, didn't he? Yeah. He always gets hurt in these things, it seems like. And then what's going to happen is they're going to lose to the Nets, and everyone's going to go, well, see, if Embiid didn't get hurt. Yeah, it's like a natural thing for excuses. Cavs and Knicks fans were talking crap to each other on Twitter Spaces. Well, of course they are. Mitchell dropping 60. I hope so. If I stream Donovan Mitchell dropping 60 tonight, yeah, I'm going to get lit. Oh, yeah. Especially if we win. If I stream this game tonight and Donovan Mitchell daggers the Knicks with a freaking shot late in the game, let's say we're up by 2 or 3, like 30 seconds-ish left. Maybe less than 30. Maybe like, let's say like 15 seconds left in the game. We're up by 3. And then Mitchell just hits a freaking like 30 plus foot dagger damn near on the logo in like Brunson's face or something. Oh, ha 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 ha. Yeah. I would lose my mind. I would lose my freaking mind. And don't let us win this series. Do not let us beat the Knicks in like less than 6. Because I'm going to be hurt. Us Cavs fans in general will be hurt. We're going to let these Knicks fans know for sure if we beat them in less than 6. Imagine we sweep them. Do not let us sweep the Knicks. No. After all the crap they've been talking, I don't think it'll happen. I think we're going to win in 6. Yep. But don't let us win in like 5 or anything like that. That happens. Oh, it's going to get ugly on this app, on the app, and on YouTube too. Oh yeah. Don't let it happen. It won't happen. But imagine if it does. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you. Just figured I'd come on here, give a brief little rundown of, what went down this season, which was a lot of garbage. Not really much to talk about. If I had to say anything like good, bad, and ugly from this season, the good, well, the development of the young guys, that was really good. In fact, before I head out, let me go through our stats. Who led the team in each category? Let's see who led the team in, goals, assists, points, penalty minutes. Should be interesting to see who led in each category. Yeah, well, that's loading up, guys. As always, I'll be live tonight for Cavs and Knicks. As far as any other playoff games go, I'm probably, when the Cavs play, I'm probably just doing Cavs games for the most part. Unless there's an early game on. Because also, don't forget, there's going to be times where you have 2 games on within like a half hour of one another. So it's like, which one do I do? And then there's like a game at like 10 o'clock. So, yeah. But most of the time when the Cavs are playing, I'm going to do one game. Tomorrow, I'm doing freaking Grizzlies and Lakers. I am doing that game. I'm going to stream that game. That's going to be a fun game to do. The animosity between the two teams, that's a banger. And I hope you guys are there to enjoy it too. But anyways, let's go through the Blue Jackets stat leaders for the season, and then I'm heading out of here. Because I got to get ready for this freaking game coming up in about 4 hours. Yeah. So, the leader in games played. Let's see who had the most games played. Andrew Peak and Johnny Gaudreau each played 80 games. Very impressive. I don't know if Embiid's okay. I don't see him out there. But yeah, they were the Iron Men of the team this year. Peak and Gaudreau. Kent Johnson played 79 games. And in terms of who played the least amount of games, besides like the youngsters, Jacob Voracek played in 11 games before he got hurt. He mustered 1 goal this year too. Poor guy. Then he got traded. In terms of goals, Boone Jenner, 26. Followed by Line at 22. Marchenko, 21. Then it's funny because you look at Marchenko, he has 21 goals, 4 assists. This dude had like 18 goals and no assists. He was not doing assists. He was just straight up scoring every time. So funny. Johnny Gaudreau had 21 as well. And then rounding out the top 5, Kent Johnson with 16. Assists leader, Johnny Gaudreau with 53. 20 more than Jack Waslovic, who had 30. Patrick Laine had 33 for Waslovic. 30 for Laine. He only played in 55 games. Kent Johnson had 24. And then Adam Buckvist had 19. He played in 46 games this year. Ugh. And then points leader overall, Johnny Gaudreau by a wide margin. 74 points for Johnny Hockey. I think he had 2 goals in his last 2 games to round up the season. So very impressive there. Plus minus, well, of all the players that played more than like 5 games, Carson Meyer, -2. Well, there was like a billion players with like -2, -4. Not a single player had a positive plus minus. Samuel Najko had a 0, and he played 2 games. The final 2 games of the season, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Penalty minutes. Matthew Olivier at 81, followed by Corrali, Goodbranson, Boone Jenner, and Marcus Bjork. The least amount of penalty minutes was Brandon Gauntz, who had 2, with Pataya and Svozil and Juracek, who played like in a handful of games. Points per games played, 0.95 for Patrick Laine, followed by Gaudreau, Jenner, Werenski, and Roslovic. Even strength goals, 19 for Boone Jenner, 18 for Gaudreau, 14 for Marchenko, 14 for Laine, and 12 for Eric Robinson. I was going to say Goodbranson. It was Eric Robinson. Even strength points, 50 for Gaudreau, 36 for Laine, 34 for Jenner, 32 for Roslovic, 28 for Johnson. Power play goals, 8 for Laine. He's been the king of the power play for us for the last couple of years. 7 for Marchenko, 7 for Jenner, and 5 for Johnson, and 3 for Bemstrom. Power play points, 24 for Gaudreau, 16 for Laine, 12 for Johnson, 11 for Jenner. Bokvist had 9, and Roslovic had 9. Because they're tied. There's 2 ties in there. There's a tie in there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Shorthanded goals. We only had 5 shorthanded goals the entire year. Roslovic had 2. Gustav had 2. Corrali had 1. And then shorthanded points. 3 for Roslovic, 2 for Robinson, Corrali and Nyquist, and then 1 apiece for Peak and Gavrikov. Overtime goals. 3 for Gaudreau, 2 for Gavrikov, and then 1 apiece for Johnson, Marchenko, Roslovic, and Jenner. Game-winning goals. Those are overtime goals. These are game-winning goals. 4 for Gaudreau, 3 for Johnson and Jenner. And then you had a ton of them. 1 apiece. No, 2 for Roslovic and Nyquist and Gavrikov. And then 1 for Blankenberg, Marchenko, Bokvist, Robinson, Olivier, Peak, Laine, and Goodbranson. Wow. And then in terms of like shots, 220 for Gaudreau. Shot percentage, 20 for Gaudreau. Or for Angle had the highest shot percentage. Shooting percentage. Time on the ice per game played, 23.36 for Werenski, led the way there. Face-off win percentage, doing a Luoto, 100%. So there you go. That's all the stats that I have on this thing here. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you tonight for Knicks and Cavs. Cavs and 6, baby. Let's get it. So I'll see you then. Go Blue Jackets, and hopefully they don't mess up the hiring process. But I'm going to finish watching this Nets and Sixers game. So hope to see you guys tonight. With that being said, go Blue Jackets. And I'm out. Bye-bye.